Hi friends, it's Miss Phoebe and this is a makeup tutorial on correctional stage makeup using street makeup. So typically in theater we have kind of three big looks, right? We have correctional, which is kind of just correcting any kind of blemishes on your face, and that's typically if you are going to be the same age or around the same age as the character that you're playing. We also have old age, which is you're obviously going to be playing a character that's older, and then we have fantasy. Fantasy is going to be those fun characters. Maybe they're a mystical vampire or a zombie or a skeleton or a fun creature like that, right? So today we are going to be doing correctional stage makeup using street makeup. Street makeup is your everyday makeup because not everybody has money or has access to having those fancy stage makeup kits. So first thing is you want to make sure that your hands are clean and you've washed your face and you've put moisturizer over it. I have already done that, so I'm good to go because we're going to be touching our face a lot. Yes, we have brushes, but we also are going to be doing a lot of blending with our fingers. So we really want to make sure that we are being clean and safe. And you never ever share makeup. Any type of makeup you never want to share. That's a huge thing in stage makeup because otherwise we just be transferring germs from our face, and our face has a lot of germs already on it. Okay, so the first thing that you are done with is you have already washed your hands and your face and you've moisturized it, right? Right. Next thing is typically we would be using something to kind of blend your skin, right? And so we are going to be using the thing that I have is like a tone correcting. It is going to be something that's close to your skin tone, right? So you just kind of blend it. And you can always add more. So in stage makeup, obviously, we are really wanting everything to pop, right? And so we really want to make sure that we start with less because we can always add more. It's difficult to kind of take away. Typically, if you're taking away, you kind of have to start all over. So now that everything is blended, we are going to do some eyeliner. So eyeliner, it depends on how heavy you want to go. It depends on the character, right? If I'm just doing basic correctional, then I don't want it to look too insane, right? So I'm just going to put it right on my waterline. And an easy way to do this, because I know eyeliner kind of scares a lot of people, right, is kind of bring down, and my mirror is down here, so I'm going to look like I'm going underneath, is bring down this lower lid right here. You have a couple options with eyeliner. You can do it even like right under the waterline. If you want it to be really thick, you can add some wings. You can do the top lid as well. It's really up to you. Okay. And anytime that you feel like you smudged anything, again, like my fingers kind of already have that tone correcting serum, so I'm going to kind of smooth out my eyeliner and make sure that it's smooth. So next thing that you want to do is you want to see any kind of eyeshadow. So right now, and this is going to depend on your costume, right? So you want a complement color. Sometimes you don't want any kind of eyeshadow. Ask your director if you haven't been given any specific instructions. So for right now, I'm just doing a nice little pink. And so I have my brush. And I'm just going to do an all-inclusive. I'm not going to do any layering. And again, you can use your finger to really make it more defined. And if you feel like any kind of flakes of makeup got like underneath or something, just kind of smudge those away. Okay, so we have done some nice tone correcting, and that has kind of smoothed out everything on our face. And you can, I have this little like spot camouflage basically, so if you have any like big blemishes or something that needs a little bit more than just kind of your basic like tone correcting, then you can use this before, and so that will really have kind of like blend in those blemishes so that your entire skin looks a little bit smoother. And again, try to be all one color. Lighting, so we have highlights and shadows. And so typically we're not going to have highlights and shadows in our basic street makeup kit. You may, because highlighting has become really popular with just like regular street makeup, but you may not. And a fun fact is that you probably already have highlights and shadows in an eyeshadow palette actually. So my eyeshadow palette, this is one of my eyeshadow palettes, and so this is a color that I'm going to use for a little bit of highlighting. To make your nose seem a little bit thinner, you want to put a single line of highlight down the bridge of your nose. And again, highlights is just highlighting what parts of your face you want highlighted. So you'll see a lot of women and men kind of highlight that top cheekbone as well. So you can put a line there. And again, that just kind of highlights that area of your face. And so again, if you want correctional makeup, that's where you're going to highlight. In terms of shadows, you'll see some shadows up here. And again, that's optional. Highlights and shadows is just highlighting and shadowing certain parts of your face. So next what we're going to do is we are going to put on our powder. So powder is one of the steps of sealing your makeup. So I have my powder, it comes with a specific type of brush as well. And so I'm just going to powder my entire face. I'm going to put on my blush. So, and a big thing with makeup to know is that it may seem like a lot when you're super close. So when you're doing this in the mirror, you're thinking, this is a lot of makeup. But again, for stage makeup, you want it to be bold because the person in the very back of the auditorium needs to be able to see that makeup, needs to see the look of that makeup. So up close, it's gonna look a little bizarre maybe. But again, from far away, like in the stage, on the auditorium stage, you want that to be visible from the very back of the auditorium. So you want it to be bold. And remember, you can always go bolder, but it's a little difficult to kind of take off makeup, right? You kind of have to start from scratch. So for my blush, I'm gonna make my fish face. And the blush is trying to go kind of right along here. And you want it to be somewhat even as well. And again, you can always blend with your finger. And now, so now everything powder-wise is done. So mascara comes after everything has been applied. So there's only one more step after mascara and lipstick. So for mascara, so some people have just the black mascara or brown or whatever color of mascara you're doing. This white is to be used prior to the black. So you use the white to kind of enhance those eyelashes, and then you use the black to kind of set it in. So I'm gonna start with my white, and I'm gonna do both top and to get those kind of inner lashes, I flip my hand. And sometimes you may have gotten some mascara on your lower lid, and you just want to make sure that you've wiped that away. And you can always go back in with a little bit of your powder foundation. So next I'm going to put on my lipstick. So you'll notice that the lipstick is shaped in a very specific way, and that's to really get your upper lip. So I'm going to start with my bottom. And I'm going to kind of, this little point right here, I'm going to put it in my center and follow the shape of my lip. And really, up until this moment of my lipstick, this is for male or female. I know my males may be thinking, I have to put on blush, but blush again really makes those faces pop, right? So now that we're all done, typically you want some kind of a toner, and this is going to set the makeup. Some companies like Ben Nye and other companies, makeup companies, may have toner that sets your makeup and actually prevents you from sweating, because a lot of times that's what destroys makeup. And that's why there's such a huge difference between stage makeup and street makeup, is street makeup typically can't handle just regular sweating. And we sweat a lot of times in productions while we're acting. And that's why street makeup sometimes doesn't do the job, or you just have to reapply it. So I'm going, so that my makeup is all done now, I'm just going to spray myself. And I'm going to give it a second. I'm just going to fan it down, make sure, and this really is setting the makeup. And because it is a liquid, some things may have gotten turned around a little bit. So again, you can always kind of blend things with your fingers. So again, just to recap, the thing that we're replacing foundation with is this tone correcting, and there's all kinds of different liquid foundations. And then we did our eyeliner, and then we did any kind of eyeshadow. And a fun fact with the eyeshadow, a lot of women and sometimes men want the inner eye, or just the eye in general, to look bigger. And so a trick with that is you use either white, silver, or some kind of highlighting color, and if you dip your pinky in it and then place it really in the corner of that eye, your eyes are gonna pop a little bit more. They're gonna appear a little bit bigger. So we did our eyeshadow, and then we did our foundation that isn't liquid, a powder foundation, and that kind of sets it. And then we did our blush, and then we did mascara, and then lipstick. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this correctional video using street makeup. Bye, friends.